My name's Cam and I teach people how to be better humans, and I want to talk to you really quick about boundaries, and I'm going to tell you how to set better ones in literally 1 minute. So, story from my client this morning, 6 a.m. call Monday morning. I love talking with her, and she told me that she had a situation this past weekend where she was with some friends who were commenting negative things about her appearance and her outfit, and that was upsetting, right? It upset her and it upset me. So we had a conversation about boundaries and how to set them effectively. And I will tell you this, when you can start setting boundaries in your life, number one, in a non-emotional manner, in a non-reactive way, everything else gets better in your life. But you can't just set a boundary, you also have to have protocols. Thus being, when someone addresses you in a negative way, you have to call that behavior out almost immediately. And if that behavior happens again from that person, your protocol would be that you leave or disassociate yourself from that person because they are continuing to speak to you in a negative manner. They have blown past your boundaries after you have verbally stated, hey, I don't want to be spoken to like that. So in this situation, one of her friends said something about the outfit that she was wearing, and it made her upset, right, visibly. And the comment was, right, oh, that jacket looks like you're wearing a sleeping bag, blah, blah, blah. And this person generally has a negative disposition. So my client has been tolerating this person for some time, but in this situation, my client took the jacket off, right, kind of got visibly upset. Someone eventually went over to that person and said, hey, don't worry, that person's just being mean. You should put that jacket on. It's rather cold outside. Here we are doing this little excursion. My point to my client was that this person was projecting their insecurities. This person was trying to elevate themselves in the eyes of everyone around to the point where they were trying to tear down someone else who they felt threatened by in order to elevate themselves, to satisfy and satiate their ego. That's not a healthy way to just be an adult. You shouldn't try and tear others down in order to make yourself feel better. And if you have people like that in your life, stop hanging out with those people. If you can't stop hanging out with those people, or you have to work with those people, you have to be willing to address behavior as soon as you see it. So what I taught my client to do was to simply say, right, as soon as she hears something that crosses the boundary, hey, I don't want to be spoken to like that. Please don't make negative comments about my outfit again. Is there a problem here? Right? Or to say something like, hey, are you okay? Because that means that I see through your projected insecurities and I'm calling you out on a behavior that is very childish, selfish, and insecure. Those two things alone will save you hours and days and weeks and months of pain. If you can call out a negative behavior and say, hey, you're crossing a boundary here. I don't want to be spoken to like that. That simple phrase shuts people down. It shows people that you know who you are, that you respect yourself, and you are now setting a boundary. If that person doubles down and they try to say, well, I think your outfit's really shitty, blah, 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 and I just think it's stupid that you're wearing that, you just laugh it off and say, hey, look, I think I misjudged our friendship here, right? There's just no need for us to sort of continue to correlate. That's it. That's it. You do this in an unreactive way, a non-reactive manner. You do this unemotionally, and you start cutting people out of your life left and right. And if you need to spend time by yourself and you start cutting so many people off, that's fine. But if you get offended or you comply when somebody crosses your boundaries and you are unable to effectively set a boundary, this will cause you decades of pain. It probably likely already has. And it took me a long time, pretty much until my 30s, to figure this out. But this is like the number one thing that I train my clients on. I train my clients on this because it saves them time, it saves them pain, and it makes their lives better ultimately. And it's it's an easy concept to talk about. It's a hard one to physically do it, all right? I could go on for hours about this, but I'm going to end this here. If you guys have questions, please comment below. Let me know if you are able to effectively set boundaries or if you have trouble doing so. Lastly, I think that there's a huge difference between setting a boundary and being offended. I think being offended means that you have become emotionally reactive towards something that you don't know specifically where that boundary is, and you don't know how to effectively communicate that boundary. Setting a boundary says, I understand what's going on here, and I don't like this. This isn't something that I tolerate. And you are in control of your emotions, and you are able to effectively communicate, hey, there's a boundary here. You cross this again, we're going to have problems, right? Or this will be the consequence if you cross this boundary. Same way that physical, mental, and emotional boundaries are set, you're setting that. People that become offended, they don't realize that there's a boundary there, and they don't know how to effectively communicate that. Try to understand the difference here, okay? See you guys in the next one.